All right. So XLT podcast. We have Derrek Gerughty. He's in Taiwan right now. He is basically brought me out to Vietnam. He's the guy who invited me and showed me how to be an expat, basically, and inspired me to live overseas. What's up, D?
What's up, man? It's been a minute since I haven't seen you in a while since this Corona shit.
Yeah. Last time was probably like a year and a half, maybe. Something like that.
It actually was so the last time we saw each other was not last December, but the December before for New Year's, because I went to Nepal after that. Oh, no. New Year.
Yeah.
The coronavirus was happening, but in the States, they were just like, oh, it's never gonna come here. It's only in Asia, just kind of like all the other like diseases and shit that happen abroad. So they were making jokes about it, and we were taking that shit seriously, but they didn't shut down the borders yet, because I went out there to visit my Wes and my parents, and then me and my parents went to Penang, Malaysia, and then we came back. So that's the last time I seen you.
Yeah.
Was last Tet.
2019, maybe it was 2020. It was 2020. Yeah.
At that time, when I came back to Taiwan, like a couple weeks after, maybe a week after, that's when they shut the borders.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it hasn't been that long, but it feels like it's been forever, man.
I know. It's like the world just changed, bro. It's like a total 100%, 180-degree turn, bro.
Exactly. And we see that again, because now shit's getting better in the States and Taiwan and Vietnam. We got this shit it's not lockdown, but I have to wear a mask outside at all times. All restaurants are closed. You can order out, but you can't dine in. All events are canceled. Like it's pretty serious, you know. I mean, it's not like I can still go outside and walk around and do my thing, but it's pretty bad, you know. The infected in Taichung right now is like, I don't know, about 20 something. So it's not that serious here, but like Taiwan takes it seriously. So I'm expecting in a month shit will be good, you know.
Yeah, you know what? Today they just started the no restaurant. You have to do everything takeaway. Last week they shut the bars and clubs and karaoke and stuff. And then before that, we had a good almost a year of we were open 100%, but then someone came in and infected a bunch of people, and then some church guy just infected like 150 people in GoVap. So they just locked it. Yeah.
No, but what happened here was see, the quarantine time for pilots is like 2 days or something like that. So pilots can go and they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And if they get infected, well, they don't have the quarantine like the rest of us. It's not that 14, 21 days. It's only a couple days for them.
Yeah.
So that's what fucked us, you know. And there might be some other things, but definitely some pilots came in and kind of screwed us.
Yeah, and pilots are known to go out and have a few drinks and then hop right back on the plane. So they probably
too, because it was in Taipei. One of the pilots went to like the the hostro.
Yeah.
And like shit went down.
So
crazy.
So you're living in Taichung, right? Taichung,
Taiwan.
Yeah. Well, how is that? How's Taichung? How long have you been an expat? How long have you been living out of the United States?
I would say almost 9 years. You got to understand that it first started just, you know, because my mom is Mexican, my dad's from the States. So every summer we would go to Mexico. And that was like from a baby up until like my early 20s. So I caught the travel bug at a very young age. And just from there, I liked traveling. But once I was old enough and I had my own money, then I could do more traveling. But I lived at 21. I studied abroad in Mexico for about 6 months. So I lived in Mexico for 6 months. Then after that, I came back to the States, lived in the States for years. Then I did my first 1 year abroad in Bogota, Colombia. So I was living there. Then I came back to the States for about 1.5 years. And then that's when I went to Asia, when I hit Vietnam. And I've been in, I was in Vietnam for 3 years. And now I'm in Taiwan. I've been here for, this is my 3rd year, starting on my 4th.
Nice, nice. So,
yeah, so it's been a while.
So how did you find out about Vietnam? How did you choose Vietnam as your destination to live?
So when I was doing research, you know, I speak fluent Spanish. I speak fluent English. Well, my Spanish is good. It's more conversational because I never went to school for Spanish. I just learned from my mom. So I can have normal conversations with anyone, but if we start talking about like science and like psychology and politics, then it's going to be harder for me to follow because I don't have that academic vocabulary in Spanish. But like Latin America, I would have preferred to be in Latin America, living there, just to perfect my Spanish and just because I know the culture very well. You know, I know there's a lot of different Latin American countries, and hella people will hate me for this, which is why I'm kind of scared to do this interview. But I've been to almost every country in the Americas. And yes, there are differences between Latin American countries, but there's so many similarities. I find them very, very similar. I know I'll get a lot of hate for that, you know, but this is just my personal opinion. I find them very similar. So I wanted to be in Latin America, but the two factors is I've been almost everywhere in the Americas. The second thing, as a teacher, they don't pay well in Latin America. Asia, they pay really well. The Middle East, they pay well. Europe, they pay shit. Latin America, they pay shit. I'm not sure what they pay in Africa, but the fact that the pay is good in Asia and I love scuba diving, I was like, Asia's got to be the place for me because you got Philippines, you got Indonesia, you got Thailand, you got these places with just incredible sea life and just beautiful beaches. So when I was looking and doing research, Vietnam seemed appealing to me because the cost of living was really low. I mean, it's kind of funny because I was scared. I was hella scared to go to Vietnam because you're from Frisco. I'm from Frisco. The Vietnamese in Frisco are fucking gangsters, man. They're crazy as hell. I mean, motherfuckers will come at you 12 deep and shank the shit out of you. So that was my mentality going to Vietnam. I was like, man, I'm going to Vietnam. This is crazy. The Vietnamese out in Frisco are crazy as hell. Then I got to Vietnam and they were nothing like the Vietnamese Americans. They're completely different. They were super cool and super nice.
That's what everyone told me when I went here. They're like, be careful, you're gonna get stabbed and stuff. And I came here, it's like 1,000,000 times safer than walking the streets of San Francisco. It's crazy.
The only thing you have to worry about in Vietnam is walking down the street downtown and then some idiot on their motorbike come in and snatch your shit. No one's ever going to strong arm you. No one's ever going to do anything unless you go looking for that. So yeah, it was just kind of a combination of Asia had a good, cost of living is good, they pay well, and scuba diving. Those were kind of my main things. And then also, being from Frisco, we grew up with Asians, so it wasn't even that much of a culture shock. It was just like, okay, a bunch of people speaking Vietnamese. I've been there.
Exactly.
Here they're speaking Mandarin. Oh, a bunch of people speaking Mandarin. I've been there. In San Francisco, it's more Cantonese, but I mean, like Asians is not a culture shock for me. Europe was more of a culture shock for me, going to like Slovenia and being around a bunch of white people, like all white people, blonde hair, blue eyes. That was scary for me. I was like, oh, everyone here is white, because I'm not used to that. Like, I'm used to mixed people, just a lot of different races mixed together, or lots of Asians. So Asia is just kind of Asia, It's kind of normal.
That's how I felt too. I was like, oh, this is like going to the mall or going to high school. It's like normal. Because high school we went to, Wash was at least 50% Asian.
Yeah, 50, 60%, you
Yeah.
know, and then where we grew up in the Avs, you know, they called the Clement Street Little Chinatown. And I was on California, which is a block from Clement. And, you know, it was mainly Asian and Russians. You had a high Asian population of Vietnamese, Korean, Japanese, Chinese. We didn't have that many Filipinos or Cambodians or Laotians, except for fucking Tech. They were more like in like the Tenderloin and Hunters Point and stuff like that, or like Daly City. But and then you had Russians, you know, and then you had like just some regular like white American families, you know. But yeah, it's like 50, 60% Asian, all through elementary school, middle school, high school.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I just fit in here easily. The food, everything. Like I've eaten Vietnamese food back home like 10,000 times, bro. When I came here, I was like, oh,
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like Asian food till way later. And I was one of those really ignorant kind of assholes where it's like, I never tried the food, but it just looked weird to me. So I was like, I don't want to eat it. I don't like it. And then when I had some friends come out from Japan. Do you remember the Japanese rappers, MS Crew? Remember them cats?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so they came out because they were friends with Cameron.
Right.
When he was teaching abroad English, he brought them over here, and I let them stay at my house. And so they were, you know, they were so like thankful. They were like, we're gonna take you to a Japanese restaurant. We're gonna buy one of everything on the menu. You're gonna eat everything. And I said, oh man, I don't want to eat, you know, Japanese food. That shit looks bad. And then I ate it. I felt like a fucking idiot. That shit was so bomb.
So
like
good.
Everything I ate was so good. I'm like, I am so ignorant just to, you know, not even try something, just say, no, I don't like it, just because it looked weird or I didn't want to try it, you know, and I felt like an idiot. And I missed so much on so much good food for having that mentality. But after the MS Crew came and hooked me up with that, from that point on, I was like, I'm going to try some Asian food. And like, yeah, Vietnam's got some fun. Good.
I know.
Hella good and hella cheap.
Cheap. I know. I just got, let's see, last night I got like a bowl of pho, 2 sides, chicken and rice. And I think it was like $7 or something.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
And 2 drinks. Like I think it was like 120,000. So it was like $6. But it's like at Food 24 restaurant, which is like super clean, like almost like fast food. It's not fast
super
food. It's
fancy,
really
but like it's cheap. It is kind of fast food, but like it looks fancier. It's clean, you know?
Yeah.
I still like them hole in the walls though that are grimy as hell with the little rats running around, and you're on those little ass stools and shit, the little ass tables, and cats are getting hyphy and all wilding out. And then you'll have like the lady boy coming in singing a song or something, or shooting fire out of their mouth and shit. And you're just like, yeah. That's what I miss about Vietnam. Like Taiwan is cool, but it's a lot more square. Like you don't get any of that. It's just kind of, it's very just tame and kind of boring. Where Vietnam is like really chaotic, but it's safe though. Like it's not chaotic in the sense that you're scared, but it's just like, you got to be on your toes in Vietnam because there's always something going on, but it's exciting. You know, even just walking down the street can be exciting.
Yeah. It's action. There's like, you're walking down the street, you could step in a hole, you could step on a rat, there's like garbage, and there's like bikes like flying past you, and you just like, if you don't look both ways when you step off the curb, you're gonna get clipped because they do not stop for you. They're just
they don't stop. Yeah. So I miss Vietnam. I'm not gonna lie. I hella miss Vietnam. I miss traveling in general.
I know, bro. We were supposed to go traveling and
Mongolia, man. We could do that Mongolia edition.
Bro, I just watched the whole documentary of this lady going through Mongolia. They got some dope stuff out there.
Oh, I bet they do.
Yeah.
You know, that's definitely, once I'm able to travel again, that's definitely on the list. That hasn't stopped. Mongolia is, I got my eyes set on it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, damn, COVID fucks everything up, bro. So how many countries have you been to? Do you know the count?
Visiting and living. I lived in United States, Mexico, Colombia, Vietnam, and Taiwan. So I lived in 5 countries. I've been to about 45 countries.
Nice.
It's pretty good, you know. I probably would be at like 55 if it wasn't for COVID. I'd probably be at like 55 right now.
Yeah. So which one's your favorite to live in? You think Vietnam's your favorite?
Living, I mean, it's just things change, you know, with age and stuff like that. Like I don't eat gluten anymore.
Yeah.
So Vietnam is a perfect place for someone like me because it's a rice-based culture. A
Yeah.
lot of the foods are gluten-free. Taiwan sucks, man. They don't. It's super hard to eat here, you know. But if okay, I mean Mexico, for obvious reasons. I got family there and I speak the language,
Yeah.
and I'm attracted to Latinas, you know. So it's like Mexico hands down, and I love fucking tacos, and you know I like fucking ceviche, and there's hella foods there that I like, you know, pozole, tamales, fucking yeah, the enchiladas. There's hella shit I like, you know. But Vietnam's cool too because you know it's a lot cheaper out there. It's safer than Mexico.
Yeah.
But you know I don't speak the language in Vietnam, and like yeah, so you know, and then I was living in Mexico at like 21, and I didn't get to Vietnam until my mid-30s. So it's just kind of it's different, you know. But both are livable for me. Colombia is cool too, but I didn't like the food that much. And Taiwan is okay, but Taiwan's just kind of it's a beautiful island, but it's just really boring.
Yeah.
And it's small. I've been everywhere, so there's not really much left for me to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely Vietnam or Mexico if I was to choose a place. And United States, forget about it. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool. I don't want to return to United States. I'm
yeah,
good.
me too. I'm happy here.
Yeah.
So does Taiwan have any Mexican restaurants? Vietnam has some good ones. I mean, Saigon has about probably like 10 or more Mexican restaurants. We got some decent ones. We got some crappy ones, but we got some good ones too. What's Taiwan like?
That's what I liked about Vietnam, because there was like I don't know why, but there was like a want for Mexican food. I think it was mainly like foreigners, but you know, it kind of trickled down to the Vietnamese. And you got some Vietnamese cats out there eating Mexican food. In Taiwan, it's been hard finding good food. The the Mexican food is pretty bad. There's a place called Don Burritos in Kaohsiung, which is the biggest city in the south of Taiwan. The owner is from Mexico City, and his shit's pretty legit. Like I was feeling it. I was like, you know, for Asia, this is pretty good. It might be my favorite spot in Asia, even better than the ones I've been to in Vietnam. But there's this other one called Teotihuacan, and they have two. One's in Taipei, and one they just opened in Taichung. So they opened one in Taichung, but I was in Taipei at the time. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go eat here and see if it's good. And I ate there, and it was pretty bomb too. I would say slightly worse than Don Burrito. The tacos at Teotihuacan they were okay, but the other stuff I ate were pretty good. And their menu was really good. Like they had a lot of stuff my mom used to make. Yeah. And like stuff I would eat in Mexico, ceviche, what was rancheros. My mom would make that for me for breakfast all the time. So it was really nice to see a lot of these things on the menu that you don't see in Vietnam or Thailand or Cambodia, because everyone, you know, most people think of Mexican food as tacos and burritos and nachos. Yeah. You know, but there's a lot of other foods too.
Oh, so much.
Yeah, so those two joints are really good. Those are my favorites. And when I say really good, I mean for Asia. Would I eat them back home? No.
Yeah.
Would I eat? I mean, I'll take Gordo's on 19th and Clement over any of these spots any day. I don't give a shit.
I miss the boiled chicken burrito with the verde. Oh my God, bro! Just cheese on the tortilla, just like dripping down your hand, like, oh my God,
Yeah.
miss Gordos. Damn.
You know, and then a lot of times here they use flour. So it's hard for me. I got to find ones that use corn or gluten-free.
Yeah.
You know, so there are some places that cater to that, but it's a little difficult out here. I would say it's easier in Vietnam.
It is, bro. We have organic supermarkets. We got like fancy Whole Foods kind of supermarkets. We got the street markets. If you want, like, if you're vegan, even vegan people here love it, bro. They're just like, oh yeah, I could go get 5 mangoes for $1. Like, I'm about to eat.
It's great. And you touch up on something very interesting, because there definitely is a hierarchy in Asia. You know, like the Taiwanese, the Chinese, the Japanese, the South Koreans, like they're the top dragons. You know, they're kind of like the arrogant Asians that, you know, they look down upon like the Vietnamese and the you know, Cambodians and Filipinos and Indonesians. Like, those are the poor people, you know what I'm saying? But what's funny though is Vietnam is way more advanced than Taiwan in a lot of ways. Like, Taiwan infrastructure is really good. You know, you're out here, man, the streets are nice, the roads are nice, you can drive, everything is cool, it's high tech, it's like United States. But when it comes to like catering to like Westerners, they're not on that tip like Vietnam. Vietnam, like as you said, they have specialty stores, they got all this stuff. Taiwan, to me, feels like it kind of like, it's this little island, kind of like in the middle of the Pacific, kind of by itself. And they're just kind of like closed off to everything. So while the infrastructure and everything here is really high tech, like everything else is like it's yeah, I don't even know how to explain. It's just almost non-existent. It's like the Taiwanese they don't know how to cater to other people. They're just kind of into themselves and do their own thing and live their life. And just like, if you're not one of us, well, we don't care, too bad. Whereas Vietnamese, it's like, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we got this, we got this. And granted, yeah, you're going to see hella cockroaches and hella rats in Saigon. You're going to see potholes everywhere. You know, they're not going to fix shit. People are breaking the rules all the time, driving and stuff. But it's a good place to live, man. If you can deal with certain things, it's a good place to live.
Yep. Just patient, gotta be patient. And like I said, someone was interviewing me the other day and they said, like, what's the worst things about Vietnam? I said, there's nothing that's bad. It's just different. It's just different. Like, the things that, like, if you're gonna go overseas, you can't just like nitpick, like, oh, the bank doesn't open at lunchtime. Well, it's overseas, bro. You're living the expat life.
I definitely don't complain as much here as the United States, because the United States, and like, you can complain about anything and you're gonna get your way. Like, I learned at a young age, just going to Mexico, like, you know, if something doesn't go your way, well, we don't give a shit. You can go fuck yourself, deal with it, you know? So when I go to other countries, I don't act like an American where I complain about everything. But there are things I do complain about Vietnam. There's a lot of trash everywhere. Like, I've been to beaches that's just covered in trash, and like, it's such a beautiful country. And it's not my place to tell them what they need to do. When I was teaching out there, I would tell my students about recycling and all that stuff, and you know, the environment and whatnot. But even if I spoke Vietnamese, I'm not gonna go to a grown ass Vietnamese dude and be like, yo, you need to clean up your shit. No, that's, you know, that's your country. You need to take care of it, man. Like, that's what you need to do. I don't need to tell you. You got to figure that shit out for yourself. So that's one of my things that bothers me. I also hate the fact that, you know, at least for me, the Vietnamese would cut me in line a lot, dude, and that shit pissed me off. I definitely plexed on a lot of Vietnamese people for cutting me in line. But, you know, you're right about, like, you know, the bank and, like, you know, shops closing. Like in Taiwan, like, they'll open in the morning, then they're closed in the afternoon, and then they open in the evening, and then they close early. So like, I mean, dinner, there, some places like they close at 8 o'clock and it's like 8:30 for me. I want to eat something and I have a special diet. I can't even get anything to eat because it closes early. So I do kind of complain about that, but not to the point where like I'm actually going to go to the restaurant and demand justice like, I would in the United States.
Right.
Here, it's just kind of like, suck it up. It's like, too bad.
Yeah. 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 It's different. Where's your favorite place to scuba dive? Is it?
Ooh. Okay.
Where's your favorite #1 place?
Well, #1 is going to be easy. That's Indonesia.
Mm-hmm.
That was what was it called? Komodo Island. So I did a liveaboard 13 days. And that was on a boat for the whole time, 4 dives every day, except for the first day and the last day. I mean, I was scuba diving with like 50, 60 manta rays, bigger than me. I mean, it was so pristine. I mean, you wouldn't even believe that the coral reefs are dying in after going to Indonesia. But I've done scuba diving so many places. I've seen coral reefs just completely destroyed and completely bleached white. So, but then, there are pockets in the world where you just still have these pristine coral reefs and it's just amazing. So Indonesia, Komodo Island, that whole area there. Yeah, that's definitely #1. But there's 2 other places I'm thinking about. The Red Sea in Egypt and Israel. Wow. Fucking amazing. When I went, the visibility I've never seen. I could see like hundreds of meters. I just could see forever. It was so clear.
Whoa. Holy crap.
Yeah, and then also in the Red Sea, there was a lot of animals I couldn't even recognize. I was like, everything here was new. I was like, I don't even know what any of these fish are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last place was San Andres, which is it's an island owned by Colombia, but it's next to Nicaragua. That place had pristine water too. Oh man, fuck. I can't forget Maldives. I scuba dived in the Maldives.
Yeah.
Up in the channels with all the sharks and shit. That was fun.
Yeah. Wow. I want to go there. Man, it's COVID is blocking me. I know, bro. I want to go there so bad.
Nah, you don't want to go to the Maldives, dude. Okay. Unless you got money or you just want to sit around, or like you got your girl and you want to relax, that's perfect. But Maldives is boring as hell, man. And like I was bored as hell the whole time, except for when I was scuba diving and snorkeling. I was the only person in my hotel.
I want to sit on the beach for like a week. That's all I want to do.
Yeah, you can do that.
That's all I want to do.
Yeah, then that's the perfect place. I mean, it's got the best beaches in the world, man. Some of the best beaches.
You want to sip coconuts.
But you can do that there.
That's all I want to do. Like I've been working, like, because COVID hit and then we were locked down and then we couldn't leave the house, so we couldn't really vacation or do anything. Then summer got canceled for us, so we had to like have 3 weeks off and then go right back to work. So I haven't even been. Like this is my first 11 weeks off in a long time, bro. And of course COVID comes right back right when summer hits.
I'm bitter too because today is the last day of work. We had to do online learning the past 2 weeks. And I had a trip planned to Matsu. I've pretty much been to every single place in Taiwan except for Penghu, which is a set of islands, and Matsu, which is an island. I just got my hotel revoked because they're all scared. They're like, COVID, we canceled you. I still have my ticket. Matsu is one of the last places I haven't visited. I've been everywhere in Taiwan pretty much, except for like random obscure villages and stuff. But all the major sites in Taiwan and some hidden gems that I found on my own, I've been pretty much everywhere. And Matsu has the blue tiers. So it's got the bioluminescent like plankton that glows. Taichung sucks, man. Taichung is weak as hell, man. It is the second biggest city in Taiwan. It's got 1 million people. It feels like a fucking town of like, it feels like Daly City, but worse. Like picture like a city that has like 100,000 people.
Yeah.
Like driving through Taichung, it has a really beautiful downtown, beautiful buildings, high tech, beautiful parks. You would think like, oh, this place is cracking. There's gonna be nightlife. There's gonna be clubs. There's gonna be bars. There's no club district. There's no bar district. You can't even bar hop here. Everything is scattered. There's like a couple of clubs. They're all the same, and they all suck.
Wow.
Like Taichung is a good place. Like if you have a family and you have kids, good place to live. But as like a single male, no, it's the worst. It's the worst place I've ever lived in, and it's the worst city I've ever been in. And I've been to a lot of cities, a lot.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah,
I know
Vietnam.
I'm gonna get hate for this, but I'm just giving my personal opinion. This isn't a fact. This is just my personal opinion and my experiences. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I know, because when you lived in Vietnam, you know, we could go to any kind of club we wanted to. We could go to a hip hop night. We could go to I mean, now they have reggae nights. They got
drum and bass,
drum and
house,
bass, like,
techno.
You could bar hop till 6 a.m. easily.
Yeah. And then the bars in D7 that we go to, they'll play our music. We'll say, we want to hear some bass shit, man. Throw on some Mac Dreezy.
Yeah.
Boom. Throw on some Pac. Boom.
Yeah.
You know, you give them like a quarter and you get about like 10 songs, you know? So it's like, fine, I'll give you like $10. I own the DJ, you know, all night. I'm playing all my songs, play whatever I want. You can't do that here. No. I go ask for, I request songs, they ignore it. They're like, we're not going to play that. I'm like, man, why not? No, it's just no to everything. I get rejected for every single thing I want to do.
Damn. Yeah, that's what it's really, I don't know. I always say like Vietnam is very free. It's like you could park anywhere, you could run red lights, you could go the wrong way on a street if you wanted to. Like, yeah, you go to a bar, they're like, here, play music. What do you want to play? Like, here, have control of the music for 3 hours, like whatever. Like it's
Vietnam is a really interesting place because it's communist, but it doesn't feel communist, at least not for Westerners. For the Vietnamese, I think it's more of a different feeling. But even still, I've been to Cuba, I've been to Vietnam. Cuba is communist, like really communist.
Yeah.
Vietnam, I mean, I felt more free in Vietnam than United States. I'm going to say that right now. That will get me hated on too. Yeah. But I felt way more free in Vietnam than the United States. I could literally do I could fight people.
Yeah.
And like, it's
you won't go to jail. If you fight someone here, it's mutual combat every time. And there's not like cops driving down the street looking at you. There's like, you never will see police out here like driving down the street, shining a light in your face or nothing like that. Like, nah,
Vietnam is cool. It's just, you know, it's the language barrier that makes it difficult, you know, but other than that, it's cool. I got love for Vietnam, man. I like Vietnam.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. So why'd you leave then, D?
Okay. So the first thing is I wanted to teach a different grade and my boss wasn't being cool about it. He was just kind of like, sign the contract and we'll discuss it. I didn't trust him. I don't think my boss liked me. He gave me really negative vibes. So I kind of didn't like him either. And so I really wanted to try something different. I don't want to be a one-hit wonder in my job. I want to be able to, you know, diversify and focus on different grades and work on different things. But that didn't happen. So I decided to leave. And when I was going, or, you know, previously I went to Taiwan and I went to Taipei for a week. And I had a great time. I mean, I landed in Taiwan and I was like, and this is after living like over a year in Vietnam. I'm like, oh, wow, everything is high tech here. This feels like United States. I love it. And like, everyone was like really like helpful and polite.
Yeah.
You know, like all of them go to the right when you're going up the escalator. No one's cutting me in line. They're conscious about like trash and stuff. And I'm like, this is cool. I can dig it. And I saw Japanese animation posters everywhere. And I love anime. So I'm like, man, this is fucking cool, man. I go, anime. It's clean. Like people follow directions and shit. Like it's cool. And like public transit in Taipei was just off the hook. It was good. Yep. So let me share some good things about Taiwan now. I've been hating on Taiwan. Let me say some good stuff, you know? So I was like, man, this is hella cool. But one thing is, visiting a place is a lot different than living in a place. Mm-hmm. And I do want to say that if I lived in Taipei, I probably would like Taiwan a little better. But to be honest, here's another negative. In my opinion, Taiwan nightlife just sucks in general. I don't care what city it is, where you're at. Taiwan just doesn't have a good nightlife. The culture in Taiwan isn't about partying or dancing or music. It's different, you know? And I have high standards for that type of shit when it comes to parties and music and whatnot. But, you know, again, what I do like about Taiwan is it's a small island and it's a beautiful island. I mean, you can literally, it's smaller than California. I can drive around the whole island in like 10 hours. Yep. You know, you can go up to the mountains in winter and there's snow. Yeah. And then you can go back down and you can go to Kenting and you can go scuba diving in a tropical coral reef. Yeah. So like there is a lot of things to do there, and you got monkeys, you got cool animals. Again, you know, the infrastructure is really good. It's really easy to drive to these places. Mm-hmm. And there's virtually no crime here. Like I probably about 5 to 10 times I forgot to lock my door. No one ever broke into my house. Mm-hmm. I keep sometimes my you know, in the city, my car window is down and I have like my photography equipment in there. No one steals my stuff. Wow. You know, so it's like, it's a very safe place where, you know, I don't have to worry about a lot of things that I'd worry about in other places. Right. So there are a lot of good things about Taiwan. It just, Taiwan doesn't fit with me and my personality. I'm outgoing. I've been traveling a lot. You know, I like to try a lot of different things, and just, you know, the Taiwanese that I've met are just, to me, kind of closed-minded and boring, and like, they don't really do anything that interests me. I just can't really connect with anyone here. I'm sure there are really cool Taiwanese people here. I just haven't met them. So yeah, it's just kind of boring for me. I'm usually, everything I do I do by myself. You know, I drove around the island 5 times. You know, I found so many cool spots to explore, but I can't share with anybody, you know, because I'm always by myself. But I mean, it is a safe place. Again, I said it's good for families. Like if you have a family, you got your wife or husband, you got kids, you know, Taiwan's a good place to raise kids, you know. Mm-hmm. They got beautiful parks. There's parks everywhere. Like, I thought Taichung was the place of parks, but I've been to every major city here. Every city here just has amazing parks, and they're in a good shape, and like it's clean. It's good.
And what's the weather? How is it? Because Vietnam is like too hot to go to a park.
Vietnam,
like,
the West. That's what sucks about Vietnam, the weather. Okay, so Taichung weather is great because in the winter, so basically for about 6 months, you have really good weather where it's like hot but not too hot, and then the coldest you'll get is like, you know, you can wear a sweatshirt and like pants, and like you're fine. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, right now it's like Vietnam. It's hot, man. It's hella hot. But so you get like 6 months of like, you get like 4 months of really good, excellent weather if you're from San Francisco. Mm-hmm. And then 2 months of like 4 months of kind of hot weather. Well, no, I'm doing my math wrong. Okay, you get, let's see. I'm trying to figure it out, because when does it start getting really, around like November, the weather starts getting really nice. Yeah. Up until about the end of March, even April. But like May, June, July, August, September, October, those are pretty intense, man.
Really?
It's hot. It's hot. It's like Vietnam hot. It's hot.
Yeah. like 90 and up.
Yeah, yeah,
Humid.
you know, but Taichung is in the center, and I would say Taichung probably has the best weather, because if you go up to Taipei, it's a little colder. For us, it wouldn't be cold. We're from Frisco, man.
Yeah.
People here don't know what cold is.
No.
But you know, the south, like in Kaohsiung, Kenting, that's where it's hottest in Taiwan.
Yeah.
So you know, even in the winter, it's still a little bit hot. But where I'm at in the center, it's just got like it's good. The weather here is really good. I'm not gonna lie. You know, summers are hot, but you know, after a while, you get used to it. It's not too bad.
Yeah, like Vietnam is the same. It's 80.
It's the same all the time.
80 at night, and then in the daytime it goes like from 85 to 95. Hot day, like 12 noon, it's gonna be like 95.
Yeah.
You can't even stand outside for more than 5 minutes. In the sun. You're in the shade, that's cool. You're drinking a smoothie or something, you'll live, you know. But it never, like, even when it's raining, it's still like 80 degrees. It'll be pouring rain and it's friggin' 80 degrees.
Oh yeah.
So I like that. I like that, actually.
You can't go into the mountains in the winter in Taiwan, and as I said, it snows. Like you'll get snow.
Yeah.
It's cold. Like it'll get really cold. You're getting, you know, 0 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
But the weather here is good. I'm gonna say the weather here is good.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I've been here for 5 years. I went home once. I did a little traveling around here, but like now I'm just used to not wearing a jacket or pants, like wearing shorts every day and t-shirt. Like I haven't literally, the last time I wore a jacket was probably when I went back to San Francisco, like 3 years ago.
Yeah, see, I like to dress. I hate wearing tank tops and shorts. Like I miss wearing my pea coat and my leather jacket. But in the winter in Taiwan, I can throw on a jacket. You know, for like a month, it's cool enough where I can actually dress how I want. You know, put a little style in what I do, rather than just, oh, it's fucking hot. Let me put on like some shoes, throw on some shorts and like a tank top. I don't even like match the color. I don't even care. I'm just like, it's hella hot.
Yeah.
Throw something on, let's go.
Yeah, because like Vietnam, like the locals will wear jackets and hoodies because they want to like cover up. But I can't even wear a hoodie out here. Like even at night, raining, I won't even put on a jacket because it's still like 5 minutes of wearing a jacket and you're freaking sweating to death.
No, that's real. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. It was funny. I remember the first time I went to Hanoi. It was in the winter. Yeah. And I had on shorts and a tank top, and we landed, and all the Vietnamese people started putting on scarves, beanies, and gloves. And I'm like, oh, is it really cold here? And so I opened my bag and I put on my sweatshirt. I go, it can't be that cold where it's going to bother me that much. This should be good. So I get out and it's hella hot. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck, man?
It's like 75 degrees.
Like, it's like snowing and shit. We got parkas on and shit, gloves, a scarf wrapped around their face, a beanie, fucking covering their ears. I'm like, are you serious? Like, this isn't cold, man. Bro, it was like 16 degrees. It was like 16 degrees.
Oh, that's nice for San Francisco. That's like a beach day.
So it's really funny how like different people like interpret different things. Like for us, 16 degrees is heaven. But for like Asians in Asia, like, you know, I get, well, Mongolia and like northern China probably gets really cold. Or even like in Vietnam, like Sapa and like super north Vietnam, like it gets cold out there. I went to Sapa in the winter. After I went to Hanoi, I went to Sapa. That was cold, man. That was cold, you know? But yeah, it's kind of funny because right now, like, you know, people are wearing jackets and stuff, but mainly it's because they don't want to get dark. You know, everyone's scared to get dark. Oh, I have to be as white as possible. I don't get that, but it's cool. You know, whatever floats their boat. So I'm trying to get my tan on. You know, but I'm not going to wear a bunch of clothes. You know, I want to get some color, man.
Yep. Because shoot, San Francisco, you never get a tan, bro. You be. Oh God, never, bro. Like one day.
I don't know if you remember, but you remember that time I came back from Mexico like hella long ago and I was like black?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we was kicking it with all them Filmo cats like Edie and Toriano and shit. I remember Edie's like, damn, you blacker than me.
Yeah.
He's all, you look good, brother. I'm like, I go, yeah, but this is only gonna last for like a couple months, man. He's all, but you look good right now. I go, thank you, I like it. But I was hella dark. I was darker than some black dudes. That's how dark I was, man.
Yeah. Yep. Can't do that in Frisco, bro. It's like 3 days out of the year, beach days, and then rest of it's just fog. Oh,
yeah.
Like a early morning San Francisco. Like if you got to go to work in the morning, that fog in the morning, bro, just devastates you, bro. It wakes you up. Like you don't need. I mean, coffee's still good, but you hit that fog in your face, bro. It's just like, bing. Oh shit. Let me go back inside and throw on another layer, you know?
But you know what, though? I don't think the fog is what it used to be. Or maybe it's just like age or something. I remember as a little kid, the fog, you couldn't even see through the fog, man. It was thick. I don't remember the fog being as bad as an adult. When I was a kid, I mean, I'm like, I think back and go, no, I go, we got fog, but it wasn't like how it was when I was a kid, man. Like you literally couldn't see shit.
I know, you couldn't see across the street. It would just be whipping and it's going like 30 miles an hour, bro. And it's just like, you could see it, bro. It's just like, and just like covering cars up. You couldn't even see a car coming.
You would just see light. You would just see a faint red light, you know?
Yeah.
Or a white light, you know? It's like, shit. Those were the Frisco days, man.
I know.
You can't fuck with Frisco anymore. I can't do it.
Well, speaking of Frisco, are you still breakdancing? Because I'm seeing all the videos. Your new YouTube your YouTube channel is awesome, by the way, and you've been posting some old breakdance Silverman stuff like Pier 39.
I appreciate it. Thank you for watching them and saying they're good. Only like 2 people watch my videos, but that's all right. So yeah, you know, it was originally This Show Sucks So Bad It's Good, but I changed it to the Frisco Roamer. Derrek's the Frisco Roamer. So Derrek's 415 Frisco Roamer. Check me out on YouTube. You can be like the 44th person to watch my videos. Basically, the Frisco Roamer is just kind of like my travels and what I see. So it's not like, you know, me going to a fancy hotel and just, you know, like, look at the food I eat and like me bragging about like what I have and shit. And like, oh, look at me, I'm at this beautiful beach. It's just me filming shit that I see. It's more kind of like, this is what I see. I'll probably get into interviews like what you're doing at some point, but it's more just kind of just music and video and just kind of like, okay, this is my trip in Taiwan, check it out. You know, it's kind of just simple, basic, not too much commentary. But yeah, my latest videos are old school videos that I filmed of the Silverman back in San Francisco. And yes, I mean, I still dance. I practice every day, but I'm not doing it professionally anymore. I just do it for fun, you know. But you know, all the people in the videos were former teachers or people that I got game from. So, you know, you had Steven Steve on there, you know, he was a Frisco cat. Scorpio introduced me to him, but we became good friends. And even when he moved to Louisiana, we kept in touch and we talked a lot. So I wanted to share and highlight, you know, some of his footage. You know, a lot of what the dancers are doing today will probably look at that shit like, man, that's whack, man, that's weak. But fact of the matter is all these OG cats, they were all original. They all had their own style. These new cats, while the overall skill level is better than it was before, like anyone can get good now, everyone looks the same. Everyone's trying to do the same shit. You know, it's just like, what happened to originality? What happened to doing your own thing? You know, everyone's trying to mimic or look like the 1 or 2 top dancers right now. That's all there is. That's all it is. So, you know, I got a lot of game from OGs, and it was cool because nowadays you can get good anywhere, which is great because now anyone can do it. All you have to do is go on YouTube, watch some tutorials, watch your favorite dancer, and just practice every day. Back then, you didn't have YouTube. You didn't even have classes that taught popping or breakdancing. you had the hip hop dance shit, but I wasn't into that. I was into that street shit,
Yeah, you had
So, I had to go out to, I'm from the Avs. Avs is kind of a square neighborhood. I had to go to Fillmore. I had to go to Hunters Point, Harbor Road. I had to go to Sunnydale. I had to go to Tenderloin. And I had to learn. And, these places aren't like safe places that you can go to. It's not like I can just go to Harbor Road, be like, yo, what's up? Motherfuckers out there, but who the fuck is you? You got to go there with an OG.
Yep.
And even then, hella times I had problems. The OGs I was with had to settle. They're like, who the fuck is this guy? Who's this white boy? No, he Mexican. Oh, you Mexican? I go, oh yeah. You speak Spanish? I'm like, yeah. You want me to speak some? He's like, yeah, speak some Spanish. I'm like, okay, all right, you cool.
You got the pass.
So like, I mean, but what I loved about it was because, there was also a heavy like martial arts influence because there's a lot of Asians in the United States. So we had Kung Fu theater, we had the 4-star where they would show old school Kung Fu movies. So watching those old school Kung Fu movies, you would see like, you would have like the guys learning at the dojo, but then you would have like the old master, like, in a mountain place by the waterfall teaching his one student, and they're doing these brutal trainings and shit. And that's how popping was to me, man, because it was like, you had to go to these different places that you would never go to and find these different masters to learn these different styles and shit. And it was like, you never knew what was going to happen. You might get your ass kicked. You might get jumped. You might get robbed. You might end up like, smoking some doja or something, or you might end up hooking up with a female. You just never knew what was going to happen. So like, it was really exciting for me because it was just like, you're stepping out of your comfort zone and you're going to places that you can't go to by yourself, man. That's like going to like, Southside Chicago. Like, I'm just going to go to Southside. I'm going to Cabrini Green. I think they tore that place down, but I'm going to go to Southside Chicago, kick it with all the gangster disciples and stuff and be like, yeah. Nah, that ain't going to happen.
No.
That ain't going to happen unless you know someone.
No. Wow.
So, one side of me is like, that's great that the art form is out there and anyone can do it now. But there was something really beautiful and pure about having to go on the grind and like having to hustle and having to step out of your comfort zone and having to take serious risks, going out to East Oakland, training with Oakland cats, going to various places in Frisco and training with them. So, that's just kind of like a lot of these dancers, have died. Some of them, they're homeless. Some of them are dope fiends. They're nobodies, but they were somebody. They contributed to a very popular dance now. And I don't think dancers today even realize or understand that shit. They're just like, I just watch a video. Harry Berry, fucking my sensei, my main teacher, passed away of cancer. R.I.P. Harry Berry, love you. He just passed away of cancer back in December.
Sorry, man.
Lollipop Kid, I met him in the Tenderloin. He was a dope fiend. He was from Lakeview. I used to go to his apartment in the Tenderloin, and his apartment was covered with roaches, man. Roaches everywhere, like hundreds on his bed. I had to sit on his bed and kick it with him. Shit. And like, all these people that, they were cool people who, had tough circumstances and fucking fucked up things happen. They weren't always crackheads. They weren't always in a fucked up situation. These are sons, fathers, nephews, uncles and shit. These are people, you know what I'm saying? So like, and that's why I try to respect everybody, like I've hung out with doctors, politicians, prostitutes, crackheads, gangsters. Doesn't matter to me. As long as you can respect others and you can bring respect and be cool and you're not trying to pump fear or trying to fucking fuck someone over, then like I can be cool with you. I don't care what your background is. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what your background is. I don't give a shit. As long as you can come cool, then I'm good with you. So those videos are videos sent out to showcase these dancers who never got the props that they deserved. And these videos, they're not even in their prime. Dude, imagine how good they were when they were in like their 20s. But I've shown Robo, I've shown Steelin' Steve. Robo I only met once with Scorpio, so he showed us a little bit, but I wouldn't consider him a teacher. And then next, I have the one coming up next is Aaron A1, was the first silver man I met. He's the gold man in San Francisco. He's probably still doing it.
Right.
And that dude was cool. And I want to say another thing about at least the OGs I knew, like Harry, Aaron, all of those dudes. None of those dudes ever charged me.
Yeah.
They never,
Yeah.
I know some other people take advantage. I know some people in the dance community, like OGs will take advantage of women, you know, like, oh yeah, well, I'm an OG, so you're gonna have to give me some sexual favors. I'm gonna teach you. Or other OGs are like, oh, you gotta do this for me. You gotta do this. My OGs, they never, ever were like, you owe me money. You gotta do this. They showed a lot of love.
Yeah.
So I have the utmost respect for them. So I'm just trying to showcase what they have and let people know that, you know, there was a beginning, you know, there was a beginning, there is a foundation, and there are people who came before you, and you don't have to like what they do. And you might be like, they're whack, but you got to respect that shit, because it wasn't for them, y'all wouldn't be doing that shit, you know?
Yep.
It wouldn't be going down.
Yep. It's like now everyone just hops on YouTube. We used to have to like seek it out, bro. What do you want to do? We got to seek it out. We got to catch a bus across the city into a bad neighborhood and knock on someone's door. And, you know, now it's just like, let me make 2 clicks on the computer and I want to get my tutorial. Yeah, it's a different generation, man. It's
a different generation. And I try not to hate on them. I just try to accept it for what it is, you know, but stepping out of your comfort zone and doing things you're not used to, it builds character, you know, like I wouldn't even, you know, I couldn't even imagine being a teenager right now. I don't even know what type of person I'd be, because I would just do everything on YouTube. I wouldn't go out and seek it, you know?
Yeah.
Hell, I don't even know if I'd be into traveling. I would just watch videos. Oh, I want to go to Afghanistan.
I know.
YouTube Afghanishan. Oh, I've been to Afghanistan.
I've been there. I watched the 12-minute video on YouTube.
Yeah, that's not the same thing. That gives you some knowledge, but it doesn't give you the wisdom. You can only get wisdom by experiencing shit and living life. So you're not going to get that on YouTube.
So
like you
different.
can get better at something, you can learn things, but you're not going to get that wisdom.
Nah, knowledge is definitely different than wisdom. Intelligence, everything. You could get intelligence, but you can't just get wisdom. You can't.
Yeah, I mean, that has to be, you know, you got to put in the work for that.
Yeah, you got to earn that. You
know, and that's why I can literally hang out with most types of people.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I can hang out with the new generation, like, you know, the whole woke culture and all this stuff going on now, because I'm still kind of old school, and like I might say something insensitive, so I'd be labeled a racist or whatever. So I don't know if I can get along. Yeah, there's too many
TikTok
extremists.
Generation.
Yeah, there's too many extremists. It's like you have to agree with everything I say, or we can't be cool. Even if we agree 99%, but not 1%, it's not good enough. So it's like I can't hang out with people that deal in absolutes, where it's like, you know, there's got to be a compromise, or kind of like, you know, like where can we get along? Where can we get along? What can we do? You know, and that's just kind of where I'm coming from. And, you know, I haven't really encountered them, but like you see them on Facebook all the time. And if that's how they are in real life, they wouldn't like me, you know. It just is what it is, you know.
Yeah. People don't.
But I guarantee you that those cats never experienced the stuff I've done or been around the people I've been around. You know, you want to talk about diversity and stuff, been around everybody.
Because then they wouldn't be the same person they are. They would have that life experience. They would have that wisdom, and they wouldn't. You know, agreeing to disagree is a thing still. Like you could, like me and you don't see eye to eye on something, but shit, okay, fine, whatever. Let's go out and eat. I don't care. Like what? Like you, whoever you are is not me. But hey, we still friends. Like. So people don't do that anymore. They're just like, oh, he's this. Oh, I can't block him. He's canceled.
I think that's weird to completely agree, have friends who completely agree with everything you say. I think that's weird. That's scary.
Yeah, that's like a yes man. I don't want a yes man.
But again, you know, I mean, people come into, you know, into the game at different stages, you know, new technologies, new ways of thinking and stuff. And like, you know, I mean, you just, you know, I mean, yeah, it's like would I, if I grew up now, would I care about the past? Because I wouldn't know the past. You know, right now I can tell you there's no way I'd want to be a teenager today. I'm glad I grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
But then again, I had that experience, you know, I knew what came before. So if I grew up now, would I be thinking that? Probably not. I'd probably have a completely different frame of thought. You know?
Oh, I know. It's totally different. Like, because that's, you're a product of your environment, right? And you're a product of your upbringing. So
and even growing up in the 90s, while, you know, yeah, there was hella shit that today is considered taboo if you say it. We grew up together. We kicked it with blacks, whites, Latinos, Asians, Arabic people. We kicked it with everybody, and no one was tripping. No one was tripping.
Nobody. We didn't even like care or notice like, oh, you're this or you're that. Like, cool, whatever. What do you do? I mean, you play basketball, you dance. Like, that's what we cared about. Like, what do you do? Like, you play basketball. Okay, let's go play basketball. You dance. Okay, let's go to a dance. Let's go to the club. Like, we didn't care where.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a perfect example. Doer. So when Spect, R.I.P. Spect, Spect was like, oh, I got a boy who break dances. You should meet him. It was Doer.
Yeah.
So I met Doer. Doer is a fucking gangster Cambodian dude.
Yeah.
Me and him had nothing in common except for the fact that we danced. And when we met, we clicked instantly. I didn't give a shit he was a gangster. I didn't give a shit he was doing shit that like I wasn't doing. What brought us together was the dance. And like, it was like, we were cool. You know, it was like, okay, like you do your thing, that's cool. You go to 6th Street and do your hustle, whatever. And then, you know, when you're done, let's go meet at the park and let's go practice this session, you know, get style over and do our thing. And it was about that. Like, color was still a thing because, you know, we had friends like Chinese John, you know, a bunch of Johns. Well, which John? Chinese John, Black John, you know, so color was a thing, but it was more just like, be like, because people had similar names, but that wasn't, you know, the end all for us. It was more kind of like, do we have things in common? And do we have a passion for something that was similar? And it didn't matter. And, you know, hip hop, you know, was that platform for me that kind of got me, you know, meeting, you know, back then it was very diverse, you know, and nowadays, you know, you have the whole term guest in hip hop. I don't want to get into that because like, you know, that's kind of, I'd rather have Black people break that shit down. But I'm going to say this right now. If the term guest, even though it's not negative, if the term guest was used when I was getting into the hip hop scene, I probably wouldn't have gotten into it because I was always too white for the Mexicans, too Mexican for the whites, not Asian because I grew up in an Asian neighborhood. So I didn't fit in anywhere. Hip hop was the thing that that gave me acceptance. Hip hop showed me love. Hip hop brought me with people and it gave me a commonality with others. And if the term guest came back then, I probably wouldn't have been a hip hop head. I would have been like, that feels like segregation. Like, it feels like I can be down with you, but like, I'm not fully down with you. And like, at that time, when you're a teenager, you're looking for a group to identify with. And, you know, racial people had their groups. You know, if you're Chinese, you can hang out with the Chinese people. If you're Mexican, you can hang out with the Mexicans. If you're Black, you can hang out with the Blacks. But hip hop brought everyone together. And that to me was a very beautiful thing. And like the stuff I be reading on forums now, I'm not saying I disagree, you know, I'm not going to deny the fact that like, you know, white America fucking steals Black shit and they water down hella shit that other groups of people have made, especially Black culture. Everyone knows that hip hop was made by Black people. Like, I don't think anyone's going to dispute that. But I'm just not fully on board with the whole guest term. As an adult now, I don't really care. But as like a 16-year-old, you know, kind of dumb, naive, learning things, emotional, I probably wouldn't have gotten into the hip hop scene if that was the case. So I'm glad that term didn't exist back then. You know, I'm glad it was just kind of like, yo, you want to get into this? Cool, let's do it. I don't care what you are. You have a passion for it. You want to put in the work, let's go. You know? So that's just me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, time, man, it's changing. Yeah, we never really did that. It was like, well, I never been to a party that was all one race, really. I mean, every party I went to was mixed. Everybody, like, just growing up in San Francisco gave me that viewpoint. Like, you hop on the bus and there's every single different, like, people that don't even speak English. Like, I don't know how many different countries are represented when you get on the bus in San Francisco. It's like every single type
Exactly.
of person. And you go downtown and it's just diverse as hell. And I loved it. I loved it. That's why I started to want to travel, because I used to go downtown, meet people from France or meet people from like Brazil or Taiwan, Thailand. And I was like, wow, I want to visit your country. I want to see how you live. So that's how I grew up. I want to see people from other countries. I want to see your country. Can I come to your country? I used to ask people, like, bring me to France with you or something like that. And yeah, that's why San
And
Francisco is like one of the best places to grow up, man. Oh my God.
yeah, San
So we're so
Francisco.
lucky we grew up there.
Oh, exactly. I would not. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to live there anymore. I'm not into Frisco anymore.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't want to grown up any other place
Yeah,
but Frisco.
yeah,
415,
yeah,
Fog City.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's,
The
it
best,
was the
man.
spot, man. It was the spot. I
Yeah,
loved it. I loved growing up there. I wouldn't want to have it any other way. And San Francisco still is. I mean, I don't really like the people out there right now, but in terms of beauty, it
yeah,
still is one of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen. And I've
yeah,
been to a lot of cities. I
yeah.
got a lot to compare it to.
I agree. I
San
agree.
Francisco is beautiful.
And you don't need to like go to a amusement park or something. You just go up a hill and you look out on the bay and you just like, damn, this is beautiful. Watch the boats go
Yep.
by, watch the fog rolling in, like go to Golden Gate Park. You don't have to pay money to enjoy San Francisco. That's the thing. It's like the whole city's an amusement park. Like, you can go to the bridge, you could go to up a hill, you could go to the park, you could go to the beach, you could go like cable car. Well, cable cars cost money, but you could look at the cable cars. You could go to Pier 39, walk around, see some sea lions. Yeah, it's great, man. I love
And
the
the fact
city.
is, it's such a small city with everything for everyone. You
Yeah,
could literally go to the beach for a couple of hours, then go see a movie,
yeah,
then go to the park and exercise,
yeah,
then go meet a friend, then go have dinner, and then go to a club. Like, you can do all that once. Like in LA, yeah, drive to the beach 2 hours, you
yeah.
gotta go bang. You do one thing. San
San
Francisco, you
Francisco.
do whatever you want
Mm, yeah,
at any time. Not only that, but the whole northern Cali coast
yeah.
is beautiful. You can go down
Damn,
to
I
Carmel,
know.
you can go to Monterey, you can go to Big Sur,
My
you can
favorite.
go up to Point Reyes,
Yeah.
Marin,
Oh,
uh,
so nice.
near Woods. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
shoot.
beautiful, man.
Drive 3 hours, you're in Tahoe skiing,
Well,
bro.
yeah, then you can go up to
Yep,
snow, drive 3 hours to
yep,
Tahoe,
yep,
boom. Yosemite.
yep.
So, I mean, California is really beautiful, but it's just I just the people today there, I can't fuck with them.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, I
it's, it's,
always wanted to live overseas. I always had that in the back of my mind. And when I talked to you, you came back for like a few weeks, and I talked to you, and then we started chatting, and I was like, really? How do you do it? And he's like, just come out here. I'll show you. And I moved. And I was like, wow,
and it
it's
was easy, right?
possible. You can do
You
it.
probably didn't believe half of what I said
No, I
until you
didn't.
actually experienced it.
Yeah,
Even Steer, because I
yeah,
got you, Wes, and Steer to come out here.
yeah,
Even Steer delayed it for hella long, but it was
yeah,
hella easy for him.
yeah.
And Wes, I convinced Wes to work at that hotel in Fuquoc. I mean, that motherfucker got stories, I bet. And
Wow.
living in a room with a bunch of Vietnamese dudes working Vietnamese wages
Yeah,
and with no fan and like eating, like, I mean, he was eating dog and shit too, I think.
yeah, probably.
Like he
Probably.
did it all. Like he lived a real Vietnamese life. You
Yeah,
got these foreigners coming out to Vietnam thinking like, yeah, I'm hella Vietnamese and shit. You ain't got shit on West.
Nah.
Unless you're making Vietnamese wages, living in a room with no AC, with like 6 other Vietnamese men,
Bro.
and like and eating dog or whatever. And like he did eat dog. He did tell me. He ate whatever they ate. He probably tried rats too. I mean, I tried rats and pigeon in Vietnam.
That's why.
But go ahead.
You got to get out of that bubble, like these expat bubbles, bro. I'm so like, okay, it's safe. You could order lasagna. You could stay in your expat bubble the whole time you're here if you want to, or you could just go and, I mean, why would you want to be in your bubble the whole time? Because why would you even want to live overseas if you're going to stay in the expat bubble? You got to break that bubble. You got to go out there. You got to eat at the restaurant with the plastic chairs, and who knows what's going to happen to you that night. You might get too drunk and someone's going to carry you home. Oh, well, like, get out of that bubble. Like, you know what I mean? You got to break that bubble. Wes did it, really, for real. He was out there.
He was like, all right, I'll do it. Like, but Wes is a sav when he wants to be. Wes, he could be savage. I'm not going to lie. I couldn't have done what he did. I think I'm pretty savage. I couldn't have done what he did.
Yeah.
But, you know, and that's the beauty of Vietnam. See, the thing is the Vietnamese, they love the foreigners. It's so easy to step out of your bubble.
Yeah.
Like in Taiwan, it's the exact opposite. Like the Taiwanese are very helpful and they're very kind, but I do not consider the Taiwanese friendly.
Yeah.
They aren't going to come up to you and say, well, if you have blonde hair, like for you, they will. You have blue eyes and stuff. They look at me, they don't give a fuck about me.
Right.
But they don't like me.
I've had people invite me to live at their houses. They're like, oh, you want to come live? I got an open room in my house. Like, you don't have to pay nothing. Like, come live with me. And like, this friendly ass people here, man.
That's the beauty of Vietnam. In Taiwan is the exact opposite. Again, they're helpful and they're kind. Like if you're lost, you can ask them for help. They're going to help you. You know, when I go to 7-Eleven and I show them my gluten-free card in Chinese, they'll help. They'll spend 10 minutes finding food I can eat. But the minute I try to make it a friendship, like, hey, you're really nice, like, let's be friends. Hell no, that's not going to happen.
Okay.
No person in Taiwan has ever invited me to their house. Really? Never invited me for dinner. Never invited me for anything, except for when I went to Kinmen, which is an island, like really close to China, but it's part of Taiwan. Kinmen was the only place where I actually felt what the expats here call like the foreigner privilege. When I went to Kinmen, I was invited to eat and drink and have seafood, and people were really nice to me. But on the main island of Taiwan, I don't get that. The Taiwanese pretty much ignore me. They don't associate with me. If I try to be friends with them, 99% of them will ignore me and not want anything to do with me. So like, it just sucks because I want to hang out with them. I really do, but they're not open to hang out with me. So it just kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I got too much game and flavor, you know, it's just too much for them.
Yeah.
That's what actually, that's what my TA said. My TA said, what did she say to me? It was my first year. She's like, Mr. Derrek, you're so good looking. You should be able to easily get a Taiwanese girlfriend. I said, no, they don't like me. And then after a while, she's like, you know why they don't like you? And I said, why? Because you're too cool. I go, what the fuck does that mean?
You gotta be square, dude.
Cool. You have too much style. They think you're a player. They think you're just gonna have sex with all these girls. I go, well, you can't make assumptions or just make a judgment based on how someone looks. You got to get to know them, you know, but they don't understand that. And I'm like, they want like a nice guy, like a quiet, nice guy. So you're talking, I go, so like a nerd.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. And I was like, well, like, I'm a nerd too. I watch anime. I have glasses. I play Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons is the nerdiest thing you can do. I go, I'm straight up, you're too cool. You're fun. And I go like, well, shouldn't people like me then? No, Taiwanese, they don't like that. They want quiet, boring, calm. And I'm like, well, that's not me. And if that's the case, then I guess I'm never going to get along with anyone. So I envy you for that. I really envy you. And that you're in a place where the people make you feel at home and are so open and friendly, because I don't get that at all here. Now, I'm one of the few, I do want to say again, though, most foreigners who are in Taiwan love it here.
Yeah.
And they're treated way differently than I am.
Yeah.
So this is just my experience, my perspective. Before people start watching this and start hating on me and be like, oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
This is my personal experience.
Yeah.
If your experience was good and you made friends out here and everyone was nice to you, then you know what? That's great. And that's awesome. I wish I could have that. I don't have that. So it is what it is. But yeah, I'm jealous of you guys out in Vietnam, because it was so easy. I mean, you would literally have people come up to you, just talking to you, trying to be your friend.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Out. Like nothing here. Zero for me.
Huh.
Zero.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
and you know me, and this is the first country I've lived in where that's been like that.
Yeah.
Colombia, like everywhere I go, I make friends. Everywhere I go, I make friends. I mean, I used to go, I was a professional dancer. I've danced in Japan. I danced in hella different countries. I made connections everywhere I go. Met females, met men, everybody, partying, hanging out, having fun, whatever. And then I come to Taiwan and it's like, I have COVID or something.
Yeah.
Like it's really interesting that, like, of all I've been to so many places and I've never had a problem making friends. Then I come here and I'm like a leper. Like no one wants to deal with me at all. But it does give me time to work on my crafts. I've become a much better photographer. Yep. You know, like you, I got my YouTube channel. I'm trying to build that. Yep. So I'm doing a lot of projects on my own. I keep busy. You know, I'm trying to do my thing. You know, I'm not going to whine and cry and be, oh, no one likes me. I'm just going to be depressed and lay in bed all day. Fuck that shit. I'm going to go make shit happen. I'm going to do things. I'm going to better myself. I'm going to pick up on skills. And I'm going to try to do things, and I'm going to enter different avenues and try to, you know, expand my repertoire and, like, you know, try to gain new skills and, like, be and diversify and shit, you know. That's all I can do. I've never been a quitter, and I've never been the type that, like, just kind of just gets depressed and, like, no one likes me. I'm going to sit around. Fuck that shit. I'm going to work on my own shit. That's what I'm doing now, you know.
And I've seen it, bro. Last couple of videos you made, the editing is really sharp. You got like the graphics going on. You are improving, like, you
know. And I'm self-taught photographer, self-taught videographer, and hell, even dance. I was self-taught until I started meeting the OGs. I didn't meet the OGs immediately. I was dancing for a few years before I met them. So I'm self-taught in everything I've done, you know. So
me too, basically. Well, I went to college for film, actually, but I used a freaking 16mm film camera. So, like, it's not all this digital stuff I'm teaching myself. It's a learning curve, as they say, bro. It's like, I'm like, how the hell? And I'm like frustrated. It takes me 30 minutes to, like, how do I get this box to go into here? And I, like, I'm Googling it, YouTube, it takes me 50. I'm like, oh, Jesus. I just had to right click on it. Like, oh, literally like a day, bro. I'll be so like, oh, and I'm like, I finally find the right YouTube video and it's like, oh, right click on the thing. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I wish someone, if I had like a friend to show me that, it would have took like 2 seconds, but you know.
What I hate about YouTube is sometimes you find some gems, but what I hate about YouTube is they always come with the assumption that you know everything. Right. So it's like, when you want to learn something, like say you want to, like, use Premiere and you want to, like, learn how to make a picture brighter. They'll assume you know all the things to do to get there. Right. They're like, okay, it's really easy. You just hit this and this. But then I do it and it doesn't work. Like, you got to understand that there's idiots out there like me. They need a step-by-step, like, press power to turn on the computer. Like www.youtube.com or like whatever. Like, I needed baby steps. But they assume you know certain things and they skip all that and they just go straight to, this is how you do it. And I'm like, this didn't work.
I know.
So, you know, if, as you said, if you just had someone there who knew it and just like, yo, just show me something real quick. And then boom, you get it. Instead of investing hours and hours watching 20 YouTube videos of the same and only one is helpful.
in the video, they talk for freaking 10 minutes before they even get to the point. They're like, well, I do. And you're like, Jesus Christ, bro, just show me how to freaking tone down the volume on my clip, man. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, like for this, we're having a conversation, so anything goes. But like if you're doing a how-to, you don't want to talk about nonsense shit or shit that has nothing to do with it, or like, just get to the point. Just explain what you need to do and do it. So anyone who's a YouTuber that's watching this video and you do how-to videos, just remember, there's people out here that are stupid like me who need step-by-step, super basic, so I can do it. So please help me out.
Yeah. Derrek's the official YouTuber now. He's got a good channel, everybody. Check out his channel. It's got really dope just travel stuff and his dancing stuff and just like this normal day-to-day stuff he does out when he travels. And you got scuba stuff in there too, right?
Scuba stuff too. Yeah, I got my Indonesia one, the manta rays and everything. So it's like, my claim to fame is just like cool footage and like good music. I think I have really good taste in music. I get a lot of like funky or electronic. I even play with like some like weird, like, I don't even know. It's like kind of electro-y, but like a Korean girl singing on it. It's like new wave, or what is it? I forget what it's called.
Where do you find?
Like, watch my Korea video. I have some of those on there. They're fun though, but I just find music, because for me, all music can be good. Like people go like, oh, what's your favorite genre? I don't have a favorite genre. I like good music. Good music is in every genre. So, I listen to classical, I listen to hip hop, I listen to tons of different electronic styles. I listen to Mexican music, I listen to Colombian music, I listen to rock, I listen to heavy metal. There's always something good in every genre. For me to say like, I only like hip hop, I hate everything else, man, you're just doing yourself a disservice. No. I like good music and bad music, and I think I have good taste in music. So I find a lot of different genres, and I put the music on, and I think I have pretty good taste.
Where do you get? Yeah, you do have good taste. Where do you get your copyright free stuff at?
It's on YouTube.
So you use the YouTube thing? Okay.
Yeah. Some of them are a little misleading because I'll upload a video and then it says, "Oh, this is copywritten," and I'm like, "What? It didn't say that."
Have you got a strike? Have they ever like did that warning thing?
Yet. I don't think I'm popular enough or like cool enough yet to get that. But all the warnings I got, they're like they said that like it's not like this is not a strike against you. We're just telling you can't.
Yeah, and you had to take it off.
Yet, but and then I would just take it off. Yeah. But sometimes it pisses me off because I like to link my music. Like when I do transitions and stuff, like I try to have it to the music. Yeah. I try to make the music match my transitions and what's going on.
Yeah.
So when they take out the music, it fucks up my video and it pisses me off because that's what takes time. Like I can't make cool ass graphics. My editing skills are not that good, but one thing I pride myself is in getting good music. And sometimes I'm offbeat a little bit just because it's kind of hard for me. But yeah, when you watch my videos, you got to listen to the music.
Yeah.
And like you got to watch the images and like certain parts of the song. I add certain parts. I specifically add that part of the video to that part of the song because to me, at least to me, it makes sense. There's something going on in my head where like, wow, this part of the song goes really good with this part of the video, and I'm gonna have it in there. Yeah. But I don't know if people can always see that or hear it.
Music is huge, bro. Music is like movies and videos and everything. Music is almost as good as the visuals. Like you gotta, if a movie has no soundtrack, you wouldn't even watch that shit. Like you just be like, what the hell is this? Bunch of pictures. Nah, you need good music. That's why I'm trying to get. My buddy's about to send me some beats. Actually, my buddy Abstract Sounds. He's about to send me some beats. I'm gonna put them on my intro. I don't even have an intro for my show yet, but I'm gonna as soon as I get off this YouTube. I mean this podcast. Actually, I'm gonna Maybe I'll send you some. I'll ask him to send you some
Yeah,
because
see if
he got some dope stuff.
Because I'd love to hear it. And I mean, I might suck right now, but there might be a point where I get really hot, and I'll definitely put in a good word for him.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. It's making connections, networking with people, and trying to bring people up.
Yeah.
I'm not a hater. I'm a player. I'm trying to get everyone up,
Exactly.
I'm trying to get everyone I work with to come up, like that's what players do, man.
Yeah. If I'm climbing the ladder, I'm gonna reach my hand down and whoever's down there come up with me, Obviously. Exactly. Yeah. That's how you gotta be.
YouTube is it's going. I still do more photography. I'm still more interested in photography and doing stills. I'm better at it and I enjoy it. Editing videos still is kind of tedious and also editing photos is tedious too, but I'm better at editing photos than I am at editing videos.
Yeah.
I understand it a lot better, so I can sit there and do it for a couple of hours. But editing videos, I get frustrated because I'm like, how do I do this? I need to do this. YouTube time. 2 hours later, I still haven't found how to do it.
I know. Yeah. I know. I like video better, but I need to learn more about Lightroom and get my photos. I need to take more photos. I was doing a lot, but just COVID just scares me of going. I don't even want to go travel right now, hopping on a bus to go to somewhere. Who knows who's going to be on that bus? I could take my motorbike, but just even Saigon has a bunch of places to take pictures, but so I guess that's basically my fault for not getting out of that house and going to do it.
Let me tell you something. So this is I started this 3 days ago. So I've been watching these YouTube videos. So a lot of again, I'm self-taught, so I watch a lot of YouTube videos for photography. But a lot of times, the YouTube videos are talking about the videos I'm watching are talking about how to edit certain things. How do you get rid of dusty marks on your photo? How do you how do you only focus on a certain part of the photo? What lenses are best for what? A lot of technical shit. I found this page that looks at photography more as an art, and they talk about more concepts and ideas rather than what gear you're using and how you do this on Photoshop or on Lightroom.
Yeah.
And so what I've started doing is every day for an hour, I just go around my neighborhood and I take pictures of ordinary things.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find my own style. Yeah. Fuck likes. Yeah. Fuck what people want to see. Yeah. Fuck copying other people so I can get likes. Yeah. Art is about fucking, I got to go back to my roots of dance. Yeah. Art is about being original. Art about is staying true to what you do, not getting likes, not doing what everyone else is doing so you can get likes. It's about being you. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm going around and I'm trying to find my style. And I'm going around taking just ordinary pictures of ordinary shit, boring ass shit, like a door or like a street light or something. But just trying to take it in a different way or different angles and playing with shadow and looking at going out different times of the day and looking at the shadows and seeing if I can see patterns in buildings or shapes and shit like that, and trying to play with those concepts and trying to find my own personal style. And if it sucks, I don't care, man. Because to be honest, it's more about trying to, for me, it's about being myself and being original than trying to please everyone else. What are these people doing for me? I don't know them. Fine, I get 10,000 likes from people I don't know. If I'm doing someone else's shit, who cares? If I can get 10,000 likes from people I don't know and I'm doing my own original shit, that's something. But if I'm doing what everyone else is doing and getting 10,000 likes, who gives a shit?
Yeah. Yeah, that's real.
I don't come from that generation of I need likes or I'm gonna be all depressed and shit. Yeah. If I did, I would have jumped out my window because I've made 20 videos. Yeah. And I think maybe one video has maybe 100 views. And I started this a little over a year ago. Yeah. So if I cared about likes, I would have just committed suicide just because I'm not popular, but fuck it.
It's about, I think is for me, it's like expressing yourself. If you don't like, who cares who likes it? Like, there's a feeling of expressing yourself. Like there's no like if you keep everything inside you, it's just like a ball of pain or whatever it is inside you. But if you express yourself, it doesn't matter if it's to one person, or it's kind of even better that so many people are not like looking at it or whatever. I don't know. I would like to be the guy with the 10 million followers and make a lot of money from my stuff so I could do it full time and not have to do anything else. But it can't be for the money. You can't be doing this for the money. You got to do it. I think it's about expressing yourself and getting that out there. Like a rapper hops in the booth and he expresses himself, like a painter gets the brush and he's expressing himself. He doesn't know. He's not like, oh, I hope I get $5,000 for this photo, for this thing. He's expressing himself. You know, that's what I feel you're doing. I'm doing. You know, that's what it is. Art, bro.
I won't sell my photos. My if anyone wants to buy a photo of mine, I'm gonna sell it for at least $1,000.
Yeah.
And no one is gonna pay $1,000 for my photos. I'm not good enough. But
Well,
this
don't
is the
say
reason
that.
why.
Don't say that. You charge even more than that. You should charge $3,000.
Actually, I think I will. And the reason why, see, the thing is, and what I think people don't understand about art is what you put into it. You need to understand that I spent thousands of dollars on my camera equipment.
Yeah.
I spent thousands of dollars to travel somewhere.
Yeah.
I took real life risks that I could have died capturing some of these photos because I've been to some crazy ass places.
Yeah.
I've done some crazy ass hikes where I got tired as hell and shit. You don't not you, but people don't understand what the process of what went into getting that photo. The time, the gas money, the time you took to drive there or fly there, the pain and suffering of hiking days and days, and all these factors that they're just like, oh, you just took a picture. Nah, fuck that. You want my photo? I don't care if it sucks. It's costing you thousands of dollars. But no one knows you. You know, I don't care. You need to understand the energy and time and money that was put into taking this photo. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I would never sell my photo for $20. Or I'm not worth $20.
Hell no.
My work is not worth $20.
Hell no.
You paying some money for mine. That's why I haven't sold any photos.
Yeah, hold out.
No one paying thousands of dollars for my photos. But that's what it's gonna cost.
No, sell it for way more. And yeah, you should get like a I don't know. What are these new things? Have you heard of NFTs now? You know what an NFT is?
On the whole blockchain crypto shit.
Yeah. So now people are selling NFTs for like.
And some people are making bread on that.
I know.
One of them meme kids, this girl sold her meme for like $400,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing crypto's doing some crazy shit right now. You know, talking about crypto is like, for me, I'd rather make money a different way. Like, I'd rather become a millionaire doing crypto and then doing photography, because then I don't care. I have my own money. I don't need to sell my work. I can do anything I want. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. And if you want to cancel me or whatever, I don't care, because I got money. I can do whatever I want. I'd rather have that than have a job doing photography. I'd rather just have money, and then I can just do photography.
No one telling you, I want it from this angle and I want this color. No, it's yours. Yeah, it's better to make money on whatever and then do your art for your art. Yeah.
It was the same thing with dancing. Like, I could have continued, and if I wanted to do electric boogaloo style, like the EBs, who I don't like at all, I don't like them. I think they're pieces of shit. But if I wanted to kiss their ass and I wanted to dance like them, I probably could have became a factor in the dance scene. I chose not to. And because of that, you know, it was a lot harder. And eventually I had to be like, well, I can't do this professionally because I'm not making enough money anymore. So, but the best thing I ever did was just get another job, and I continued to dance. You know, I don't have to impress anyone. I don't have to do what other people are doing. I do whatever the hell I want. If you like it, cool. If you don't like it, I don't care. I'm not doing this for you, or you, or you, or you. I'm doing it for myself. So it is what it is. So that's why I'd rather just have money from some other source, and then I can do all my artistic endeavors without any, feeling of trying to impress someone else or do something else. I'm like, I already made it. I got money. I'm just doing this because I want to do it.
Yep. That's it, bro. That's it.
But I still would, as much as I prefer that, I would still take being a YouTuber, having followers and making money like that. If I can get paid doing what I want to do, but I would prefer having my own separate source of income and then just doing whatever the hell I want.
Yeah. Sure. I'll take both. Either one.
Yeah.
whatever gets me out of the 9 to 5, whatever rat race.
Like, looking for that financial freedom, dude.
Man,
you can just live wherever you want, work whenever you want, do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's my goal. I wrote it down and I look at that notebook where I wrote it down every day. The freedom of movement, the freedom of time, the freedom of living wherever you want, like being able to do anything, like wake up in the morning and go outside and take pictures instead of going to work,
because it's not so much money, it's time.
I know.
I don't need to make $1 million a year. I can make, I don't even need that much money. I could live, if I was making $200,000 a year, but I could work wherever I wanted, when I wanted. Like say I was a photographer and they're like, we're going to give you $100,000 a year. I'd be set. I wouldn't have to do anything because I don't care about having billions of dollars and millions of dollars. I'm a minimalist. I don't care about a BMW, Mercedes, jewelry, an expensive girlfriend. I don't care about none of that shit. Time is what I want. I want freedom. That is what I want.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Yeah, I used to care about that, but now I don't care if I own a car for the rest of my life. I just want a clean place to live. Like I like my apartment now. Living in Vietnam, my apartment's really nice for really cheap. Like I would love to have this as my base, but like goal is like travel, have free time. It's not anymore about like having a BMW, Mercedes, all that stuff, like gold. Like I don't care. I don't even wear any. I used to wear gold and I used to wear freaking designer clothes and stuff, but now I don't even care about that.
We all did that in our 20s.
Yeah.
I wanted that too. I wanted that. There was a time I wanted, I was like, I'd have like 10 different pairs of shoes, all matching my clothes, But eventually I was like, all that is pointless. I just need time. I need time, my health, and freedom.
Yep. Because that shit locks you in, bro. It locks you down. Like as soon as you start trading your time for all the material things and I think this looks cool, so I think it'll make a good impression on people, like all that, like I don't care. The freest people I've seen are wearing Vans and they're wearing like a old t-shirt with a hole in it, but they're like freaking free. They're doing like, so all that stuff, like I don't know. Don't get me wrong, I like nice shoes, I like that stuff, but that's not what I'm working for. I'm working to get that freedom, that financial freedom, that time freedom, and one day it will happen. There is no failing, bro. There's no failing. Like anything that you think is a failure, it's just a learning experience, and you just there is no failing anymore in this world.
You gotta take that negativity and learn from it and make it positive and grow from that. And that's what you got to do. And then, you also got to make connections. That's another crucial thing. Like if I just knew like some rich ass dude who was like, I love your art, dude, I'd be set, dude. I'd be set. It's also just connections. You just got to get lucky, meet the right person who believes in you, who has some sort of power or money, who's willing to back you. You can do it by yourself. But connections are really important. You can just get in. You meet the right people. and then boom, you're in. Like if I became friends with like a super popular YouTube guy and he started like, you know, like if you were super famous and we were doing this interview right now, check out, you know, Frisco Roma, check out his shit. That would blow me up. Even if people were like, this is kind of weak, they'd be like, well, Dame said it was good, so it has to be good. They would just eat it up, you know?
Yep, connections is huge. Yeah, because you find out about the cool spot. Like you're not gonna find out about some super dope spot that nobody goes to without connections. You're not gonna be able to find out like all the connections are big, bro. Like people underestimate like you call it networking or something. Like I go to the bar to meet people. I don't go to the bar to like do what everyone else is doing. When I go out, I want to like meet cool people. I want to like, you got to go. You can't like, that's why COVID is so messed up, bro. I can't even go like meet people. I can't do anything I want to do, bro. It's like,
and that's the problem with Taiwan. It's super stagnant, and that's why I'm depressed being here, because the Taiwanese won't fuck with me, and the foreigners, most of the ones like my coworkers, they're all kind of married with kids and they kind of do their life. But like on the other side, you know, you have the other group, you just have like, you know, a bunch of dudes who just want to have sex with Asian girls. You know, it's how is that helping me? How are you going to help me with what I'm trying to do? Or how are we going to help each other? I'd love to network with some Taiwanese people, but I just, you know, they won't let me in. So it's been really hard here because everything has been solo, and I know I'm missing out on meeting people by staying here because I can't meet people here. Like there's no one that I can find who's into what I'm into, who wants to work and make something happen and be like, hey, let's network, let's join forces, let's make something, let's do something. You know, like I'd love to have another cameraman when I'm going out doing my adventures, you know. And so I could do more commentary. But you know, another thing about like my commentary, because that's what a lot of people tell me, is like, oh, you need to talk more. But like when I go travel, I don't have an itinerary. I randomly just go places. So when I find a temple, I can't go, oh, this is the temple of the Monkey King, and it's been around for 300 years. Like I don't research that stuff. I just randomly go to places.
Add it in later. Like do a voiceover.
I guess I could do that, but I don't know. I mean, you can just go to Google and find out the information, you know?
That's true,
I mean,
too. Yeah.
It's better. Like, if you want my personal opinion on something, I'm willing to share it. But like, if you want facts, I mean, you can just look it up. Like, what does it matter if I'm saying it or Google saying it? You know, if you just want facts, if you want to know what I think of it, I'm more than happy to share my personal thoughts on something. But if you just want facts, why do you want to hear my stupid ass voice? Just watch the video and listen to the music and just, it's a dream.
Bro,
no, you want to hear my voice. Well, this is the Monkey King's temple. It was inspired by the Chinese myth of, well, I don't know his name in Chinese, but his name is Dom No Com in Vietnamese. He was tricked by the Buddha and encased in stone for 500 years. Like, yeah, I can do that, but like you can just Google it. Like, do you really want to hear my voice doing that? Maybe you do. Maybe this voice is attractive, and
I like you just making up shit.
Maybe this voice will just get more followers, and maybe I should do the rest of this interview like this.
You should.
I think I will. What's the next question, Damien? I'm really interested.
Okay. Let me just say one more thing about that. Yeah. So don't try to, like we were just talking about, be your own creative self. Don't try to do whatever the hell everyone else, because who cares about what everyone else do? And world has enough copycats. Like do whatever kind of videos you like. Who cares about the other people? Okay. Yeah. Go back to that voice. All right. I got a special question from your brother. He wanted me to ask you about Wrights Lake.
Well, that's a good question. We can have a nice discussion on Wrights Lake. Wrights Lake was a lake actually probably not too far from Lake Tahoe. It is based in the Northern California eastern side, probably closer to Nevada. Wrights Lake was a place that we went to as a family. My father, my mother, my sister, myself, and my brother used to go there during the summers. Wrights Lake was a lake where we would raft, we would roast marshmallows on an open fire, we would have our tents, and we would do a lot of fishing. Also, you have to be careful of those mosquitoes. You could get quite a few mosquitoes if you protect yourself. But one of the best things about Wrights Lake was the hiking and the various lakes you could discover through those hikes. And fishing. That was a time where I was really into fishing, whether it was using bait or lure. This one time, me and my dad did this extremely long hike, and we found this lake. I don't remember the name, but it was probably more the size of a pond. And I would have to say, in that hour we were there, we each caught about 12 trout. It was just one after another. Whoop, reel it in. One fish, throw it out again, another fish. Basically, almost every cast, I caught a fish.
Holy shnikes.
It was a very good time. It was very fun. I've never had any negative experiences there. I remember we met someone, I think the place was called Black Lake. We found a guy who was camping, and he had a very interesting gun. It looked akin to an assault rifle, and he let me hold it. Another time that I remember was when we were on Wrights Lake, and I was in the small raft, and my brother and dad were in the bigger raft. I was fishing with a lure, and my dad was also fishing. And then it started, a storm came with rain, lightning, and thunder. Well, the last thing you want is a metal pole in the middle of a lake with lightning striking down. Now, at that time, I had a fish on my line, and my dad was like, "We need to go." I go, "I have a fish. I need to reel it in." He's like, "We need to go." Well, I didn't listen to him, and I reeled it in, and it was a nice sized trout. It was big. I was too weak at the time to row fast enough, so I threw the rope to my father, who attached it to his raft. And together, we rowed to the other side of the lake. I left the fish with the lure in its mouth in the raft, and we ran to, it wasn't an abandoned building, but it was just a home that, well, a lot of the homes there were summer homes, and sometimes they weren't there. But there was a porch, and there was protection from atop, a little wooden canopy. And well, we hid there from the lightning and rain for maybe an hour or so before it died down. And then we rode across the lake back to our campsite.
Was your fish still there?
Very good time. Excuse me?
Was your fish still there?
My fish was there, nice. And I ate it later that night.
Nice. Fish or die, man. You risk your life to eat that fish, man.
That's crazy. Wesley brought up Wrights Lake. Wrights Lake was really fun. Wrights Lake was definitely very positive, good childhood memories.
Nice.
It was super fun. I even liked it better than Lake Tahoe and Yosemite.
Nice.
I mean, it was super cool. I loved it.
Nice.
Hiking, fishing, marshmallows.
Yeah.
Just running around, swimming. Going on the raft and rafting, and it was just good. It was, yeah, that shit was definitely good.
Nice, man. Well, good. Hey, man, let's I guess we're almost like 2 hours now, so
yeah, it's a long session, man.
Yeah,
it's been a while since we talked, man, so we have a lot to say.
I know, for real, man. So let's let's see, how do we end it? I'm gonna stop the recording, but good talking to you, D, man. I can't wait for this COVID to open up and we'll fucking go traveling again, man.
I've been wanting to go to Vietnam and kick it with y'all. You're literally like a 2.5 hour, 3 hour flight away from me.
Yep, easy.
Hella close.
Easy. Yeah. So, all right, bro.
All right, man.
Thanks for doing the podcast. Check out Derrek's YouTube channel. I'm gonna link it. I'll put a link in the
Get on there for sure. Check it out. And as I say in all my videos, like, don't like, leave a positive comment or hate. It's all good, whatever you like. I'm not gonna hate on you. I accept any sort of comments, even if it's shit talking.
Yep. All right. Cool. I'll
All
talk
right,
some
Dane.
shit next time on my comments.
Hell yeah.
All right, bro. I'll talk
All
to you
right, man.
later, D. All right.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.